calendar, as it's called, though that's a really, really one-dimensional word for a system that is so rich in mathematics, prophecy, and understanding of our place in the cosmos. The Mayan word for human being, Winklil, means cosmic vibratory root. We're supposed to be cosmic vibratory roots, but we're stunted, and we're stunted from realizing that because the truth is that we are living in the incorrect time. The Mayans were the masters of time. They had 17 or 19 calendars that they used simultaneously. That's because they knew time is the factor of synchronization. Time is what synchronizes us. The harmonic convergence worked. Everybody got synchronized that morning. It was a synchronization event. So the point of it is that we're at the end of the cycle. Everyone knows. Then July 26, 2004, that's the moment of what we call the big calendar change. That's when we're going to be beginning this shift in human consciousness, going from irregular mechanism out of order. We're out of order because we're following a mechanistic time combined with, which is the clock, combined with the irregular time of the calendar, which creates a very crazy-making, accelerating process. Everyone is experiencing acceleration of time. Everyone is experiencing acceleration of consciousness. We know what it feels like. So we have to get used to harmony again. That's the whole point of this. How many people in the world are for peace? And how many people in the world really are for war? If everyone in the world who exists in the world is for peace could understand this point that we can all have peace if we unify and change the time and say, that's it. We're going into a new time. We're going from a time of war to a time of peace. We're going from a time of fear to a time of love. We're going from a time of chaos to a time of harmony. We're going to solve our problems ourselves, and we're going to enter a new time that is going to reorganize. We want to repair the damage rather than continuing to exploit and consume all the resources. We want to stop and begin to explore our mind. The human species at this point consumes more resources than it can replace and creates more waste than it can get rid of. Is an experience of timelessness. Timelessness is like what I call vertical time.
Yeah.
Well, beyond all that, because it introduces a state of mind and being that allows your soul, allows your consciousness to rise and to expand and to transcend the third dimensional physical. Okay, it allows you to go into the fourth dimensional time space. And when you look at what we're talking about, cosmic timing standard like the 13 moon 28-day calendar, when we say perpetual, that means once you introduce living on that, after a certain point, that perpetual time gets you to timelessness. Okay, because there's no distinction. Okay, well, this last cycle of time, this 5,125 year cycle of time from the cosmic galactic Mayan point of view, this is the time of the final testing, the final purging of the previous Atlantises, the previous lost worlds, the previous planets that didn't make it. That all that karma, all of those programs, all those faulty programs are now playing out their last. So now we're at this final testing point, and we got to till 2012. From 2004 till 2012 is 8 years, and so we have to begin to make the shift, because when we change the program, then we're being given the opportunity to change the program. It's like God is saying, okay, you have this one last chance to change your program, because that's the root of the problem. The reason why you haven't had peace yet is because you haven't understood you have to change the fundamental program. You're locked into a program of time that keeps your minds in a state of disharmony, that keeps you jagged, that keeps you accelerated, that keeps you in stress. We're sustained the technosphere. The technosphere includes like It's the commodities, it's the urban centers, it's the energy, it's the communication. This is the point at which the biosphere can no longer sustain the technosphere, and so that begins to collapse. The Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, was described in 1985 by scientists who study and define the biosphere as the hub of the technosphere. So when those towers went down, it doesn't matter whether it was actually terrorists or who did it, how it happened, why it happened. It happened. It happened. It inevitably happened. It was the nerve center, the pineal gland of the pointed, that puncture, that was a big puncturing of the technosphere. So now there's a lot of retrograde, regressive action to try to maintain it, but it's not going to hold because the biosphere is in danger, the global warming, everything else. So what you're seeing is like the technosphere is slowly going to be coming down. It's not pretty, but it's coming down because it's not the truth. It's not natural. It's not the truth. It exists at the expense of the biosphere. It exists at the expense of the Amazonian rainforest. It exists at the expense of the species and everything. Right. So it's inevitable. It's coming down. That's why it's called, this is why this is called the end time. And it's coming down because we're headed to 2012. So the point is that, okay, we have to just say, hey, it's coming down. And no matter how many flags you fly, it's still coming down. So we're saying, instead of flying flags, let's see what else we can do. Let's see if we can do something about it. And the Mayan prophecies say, yes, you can do something about it. We can be heroic and say, we can stop this. Let's programming device of a culture, of a society, of a people. In other words, when we say, this is the time of the big change. It changes us or we change. We can change. We don't understand that the time we're living locks us into the third dimension. That's why we have so many efforts at getting spiritual courses or doing this or that to get a little peek into the fourth dimension. When we're talking about the harmonic standard of the 13-moon 28-day calendar, that is locked into a fourth dimensional experience of time, which actually has graduated levels and layers of elevation of consciousness that most people right now wouldn't even dream exist. And so I'm just saying that by not taking this opportunity, we are forfeiting the possibility of expanding our consciousness in ways way beyond what even the greatest mystics and dreamers have conceived of. We're talking evolution. It's an evolutionary, okay? It's like, it's trading in an old paradigm for a new paradigm, and the new paradigm is a paradigm of time and not of space. The new paradigm is a paradigm of spirit and not of matter. And we're talking about a qualitative evolutionary shift in consciousness. And just to come together and synchronize on this point, just as an act of goodwill, as Gandhi said about the calendar reform movement in the 1930s. He totally approved of that calendar reform movement because it brought people together in peace on a matter that transcends all the differences.
The 7 vortexual energy centers of the body, also known as chakras in the Far East, move light particles in and out. The 7 vortexual energy centers of the body, also known as chakras in the Far East, move light particles in and out of our bodies. These light particles move from this dimension into other dimensions and from other dimensions into this dimension. By balancing the chakras, we are truly bridging heaven and earth. The optimum way of moving these light particles is balancing the chakras with toning, sounds, colors, and visualize symbols and geometric patterns. Some say when balancing the chakras, you should start at the top or the crown. Some say at the base or root. I feel and believe the optimum way of balancing the chakras is to start at the center sun, and the focal point of the human experience, and that is the heart chakra. The heart chakra is associated with grief, with joy, with pain, with nurturing. How we nurture ourselves and how we nurture others. However, the heart chakra is associated with one of the most important aspects of our entire human existence, and that is unconditional love. And the emotion is that of protection, fear, power. And the sound is that of Ra. Join me now to balance the solar plexus chakra with the sound of Ra. Colors, the tones, and the sound are all up to the individual. There is no set any type of rules whatsoever in balancing the chakras. You, the individual, this is not a metaphor. This is not a symbol. We literally are light particles. There are no such things as atoms. At the molecular level, we are light particles moving in a holographic manner. And the light particles are constantly in a state of flux, above the speed of light and below the speed of light. And the system that moves these light particles is known as the chakras, and moving through the heart chakra and the various other centers. But the human experience, the human pivot point, is that of the heart chakra. And it truly is the bridging of heaven and earth. And its sound is that of Ha. Are you speaking your truth? Are you communicating properly? That is the issues and the tissues of the throat chakra and the sound of Ha.
Hello, precious hearts. Today I have prepared a message that speaks of a return to love. And I would like to simply say in the short time that I have with you, fail not your light on earth. Fail not your light on earth. Know that at this hour there are thousands and thousands of beautiful beings of light, whether you think of them as angels or other beings of light. There are thousands who are descending into the earth to assist every human being. You know, precious heart, there are many types of angels, much greater than what the Orthodox Church has left you believing. And there's one specific group of angels, and I like to call them the listening angels. And to every serious student of life who communes into their own heart, or whether you call that prayer, or a deeper communion or communication, are these listening angels always listening? Communicate with that light. Will those listening angels who are ever there assist you in greater freedom in your life? In 1975, a cosmic thing of a great light took place on your planet. Very few, other than some small pockets of peoples, knew of this event. It was called a harmonic convergence. In 1987, another one took place. In these two harmonic convergences, did cosmic light from varying sources converge onto your planet. And when this happened, it so quickened life on Earth. And in that quickening came the collapse of communism, the fall of the Berlin Wall. Did nations begin to sign treaties one with the other? Did America herself heal her wounds? A great quickening of light. 1975, 1987. On August 11th of this year, 1999, comes forth another harmonic convergence, a great quickening of light onto this planet. Every heartbeat shall feel this quickening, for a great window shall open, and through this window from various sources, from your own earth sun, and from a sun that is beyond that sun, from a secret love star that has overlighted many great teachers and past civilizations, and from the very center of the earth, from higher dimensions, planes of bliss, and from your own sister planets, is coming in cosmic rays of light. And within those cosmic rays of light is a hierarchy of intelligence, a hierarchy of love that holds within itself an intent to raise the heart of humanity, to continue the healing, to quicken the electron within the human brain. As the quickening of light descends upon the planet and envelops the human race, will that light so expand everything on the planet as well as all that is going on within individuals? And one of those things that the divine hierarchy of light has planned for this system is that greater numbers will accept that what is going on within oneself dynamically is affecting the world they experience outside themselves. There are very few who dare to create their own realities. In your world, there is a term that is often spoken that speaks of a consensus reality, a reality that is experienced, that is the consent of millions of human beings through various belief systems. It is often said in metaphysics that you create your own personal reality. Well, I would suggest that very few are doing that. I would suggest that that is a potential. And with the great quickening that is coming onto the planet this year, this window shall last to that wonderful year 2011, so shall that light, as it quickens inside you, offer for you and your brothers and sisters a new place of insight between your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your convictions, your fears, your loves, your passions, and the world that you experience outside yourself, so that you will begin to have those personal aha, I see, I get it. There is a spark of love, there is a light that is inside you. Fail not this light. How potential that you can ascend to, that you can rise to. But I will leave you with one golden key here this hour. And that is, if you will hold within your heart the true desire that your life, all of it, even that which is beyond your ability to comprehend, that life fulfill itself. If you could just hold on to that desire, let it be your dream. Remind yourself every day, I desire that my life fulfill itself on every level, on every level. And for those who are listening, angels, those on high, I accept your help. I accept your assistance. I am willing that my life fulfill itself. And if you will hold to that desire and let it well up in you, so shall you find that within your desire, within your feeling side of life, is the very fuel of life itself. And as you say yes to that life, the angels will come and they will assist you until you can learn to do those things for yourself. From the heart of the Creator, from the heart of all that is light, I say to you, precious heart, I love you, I bless you, and I thank you, and I am Akasha.